memory is touring the school. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Burke because she helped me with art. And when I grow up, I want to be an artist.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is my first recess. The teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Seymour because she was really kind to me. When I grow up, I would like to be a scientist. My favorite Wedgwood memory is the team challenges, and I won second place. The teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Paul because she helped me get smarter. When I grow up, I want to be a lawyer.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is my third grade party, the third grade Valentine's Day party, because it was the last party before COVID. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Aberzazi because she helped me make friends in third grade, and when I grow up, I want to be a teacher.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is playing on the playground with my friends and just imagining stuff. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Mrs. Seymour because when I was in first grade, I didn't do really well. And then when I went to second grade, I ended up my grades went higher. When I grow up, I really want to be a special ed teacher.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is when my teacher came back from having cancer. And a teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Bonfiglio because she had cancer for a while, and when she came back, it was just really awesome. And when I grow up, I want to go to LSU to be a baseball player in the MLB.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is the high school dance. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Ms. Mitchell because it was my first year here and she made me comfortable.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is the team challenge thing. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Bonfigula because since she got cancer, she never gave up, and she was also very kind. When I grow up, I either want to be a teacher or a voice actor.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is Victoria and Vincent's weddings. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Paul because she really helped me with math. When I grow up, I want to be a lawyer.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is the second grade field trip going to the aquarium. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Rudolph because I remember she taught me so much. And when I grow up, I want to be an NBA player.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is running away from my friends at recess. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Bonfiglio because she taught me to be a more strong and independent person. When I grow up, I want to be an architect.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is on field day, I dunked to the principal. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Mrs. Yearbook. I chose this teacher because when I first started Wedgwood, she made a nice beginning for me. When I grow up, I want to be famous.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is recess. A teacher who made a difference in my life was every teacher at Wedgwood because they all taught me something different. When I grow up, I want to be a famous baseball player.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is definitely the Wedgwood pool party. A teacher that made a difference in my life is Miss Tears because she's a really kind person, and she just made me a better person. And what I want to be when I grow up is an interior designer.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is the 50th year anniversary. A teacher that made a difference in my life was Mrs. Schultz because she encouraged me to keep going. And when I grow up, I want to be a marine biologist.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is when we all went outside to make the Big 50 for the 50th anniversary. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Bonfiglia because she taught me to never give up and keep trying. And when I grow up, I want to be a plumber like my dad.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is the Wedgwood pool party. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Evans because when she read things, it was easy to understand because she would explain it. And when I grow up, I want to be a writer.
I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. And if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, I hope you choose the one that means the most to you. And if one door opens to another door closed, I hope you keep on walking till you find the window. If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves
craze. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Mrs. Eric because she made life simpler for me. When I grow up, I want to be a businessman.
My favorite memory of Wedgwood is playing football with my friends. And the teachers that inspired me was Mr. Renzi because he always helped me with math since second grade. And Miss Haynes because she made learning fun during COVID. And when I want to grow up, I want to be an NHL player or an athlete. And I want to be a company owner or CEO.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is kickball craze. Teachers who made a difference in my life are Mrs. Ritchie, Mrs. Arrett, and Mrs. McGuff. They all inspired me to do what I want to do. When I grow up, I want to be an architect.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is going into 5th grade. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Mrs. Attardi, Miss Seymour, Miss Barczewski, Miss Paul, and Miss Eric, because they've always been there to help me with everything. When I grow up, I want to be a football player.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is kickball practice. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Eric because she taught me kindness. When I grow up, I want to be a pilot.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is kickball practice. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Mrs. Eric because she's kind and she teaches us how to treat people nicely. When I grow up, I want to be a plastic surgeon.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is recess because I get to hang out with all the people there. A teacher who made a difference in my life was all my teachers because they helped me and were supportive.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is kickball, and a teacher that helped me out was Miss Arrett with EOA. And when I grow up, I want to be a soccer player.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is recess, and a teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss McGuff and Miss Arrett because they make me laugh and they're smart. When I grow up, I'm going to be a speech therapist.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is the book fairs because my mom always planned them. A teacher who made a difference in my life was pretty much all of them because they taught me so much and they always made it fun.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is the kickball craze. As the teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Durham and Miss Schultz because Miss Durham taught me the love of reading and Miss Schultz taught me the love of other things and taught me to be creative. When I grow up, I want to be a doctor.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is in 4th grade when I got into the 24 tournament. And a teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Paul because it was a whole hectic year. I had 3 teachers in 1 year and we just and then she just really smoothed it out at the end of the year. When I grow up, I want to be a meteorologist because I really like the weather, and it really amazes me how it works.
My favorite memory from Wedgwood is all my classmates. A teacher who made a difference in my life was all my teachers because they got me grade to grade, and when I grow up, I want to be a lawyer.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is the Wedgwood pool party for only 5th graders. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Paul, and the other teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Arrett, because Miss Arrett was the nicest teacher I've ever had in Wedgwood. And when I grow up, I want to be a therapist, a school counselor, or a sound artist.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is my classmates. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Arrett and Miss McGuff because they always made everything fun. And when I grow up, I want to be an athlete.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is the 5th grade pool party. A teacher that made a difference in my life was Miss Arrett because she was my nicest teacher. When I grow up, I want to be an athlete.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is the Christmas party. And a teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Arrett and Miss Schultz because they're nice to me. And when I grow up, I want to be a lawyer.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is my teachers. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Paul because she made a transition in 4th grade a lot easier. When I grow up, I want to be a veterinarian.
And my favorite Wedgwood memory is ice cream day in my class. And a teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss White because she helped me with a lot of things. And when I grow up, I want to be a basketball player.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is all class parties, and some teachers that made a difference in my life is all my teachers and special teachers because they helped me when I needed it. And when I grow up, I want to be a gymnast.
Yeah, this is my but you never forget all the ones who love you in the place you left. I hope you always forgive and you never regret, and you help somebody every chance you get. Oh, you find God's grace in every mistake, and always give more than you take. But more than anything, yeah, more than anything. My wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same thing.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is meeting my childhood best friend Viviana Williams. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Attardi because she always helped steer me in the right direction. And when I grow up, I want to be an artist.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is probably the team day event that Miss Worley hosted. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Abrazazi because she made learning much more fun.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is seeing my friends every day. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Urso, and when I grow up, I want to be a protector of all the endangered animals.
My favorite memory at Wedgwood is field day. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Ritchie because I've known her before I had her.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is when we first went to the cafeteria because everyone was so happy when we finally got in. A teacher who made a difference in my life at this school was definitely Miss Dancer, who's now Miss Tears in 4th grade, because she was always so inspiring and she always loved, everyone in her class, and she always had something happy to say. And when I grow up, I want to be a singer and an artist.
My favorite Wedgwood memory was approximately everything because it was really fun, and the teacher who made a difference in my life, it was actually everyone who made a difference in my life because they were always there for me. They were nice, they were respectful, they always had my back. And when I grow up, I would really like to be a scientist and tinkerer for the FBI and have a side job of working as the CEO for a free floor toy factory.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is Halloween parties, and a teacher who made a difference in my life was Mrs. Ritchie because we both like Harry Potter.
Favorite Wedgwood memory is the Grand Champion event assembly that happened. And the teacher who made a difference in my life was Mrs. Abrazazi because she taught us how to use multiplication and taught us and did really fun stuff with us. And when I grow up, I want to be an architect.
My favorite Wedgwood memory was when I went to the zoo in 1st grade. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Panicelli because she made the work easier. When I grow up, I want to be a professional baseball player.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is playing at recess. My favorite teacher is Mr. Finelli because she lets me play with fidgets. I want to be a chef when I grow up.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is Kids' Choice. A teacher that made a difference in my life was Miss Navarro because my sister and I had her and she made learning easy.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is when Mr. Zimmerman dressed up as the shark.
A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Abrazizi because she was the nicest teacher I've ever had. When I grow up, I want to be a game developer.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is Team Day. A teacher that made a difference in my life was Miss Bonfiglio because when I was on a hard problem, she would help me.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is when I was a top 10 and I got this medal for being a top 10 in first in math. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Calandra because she got me oriented into Wedgwood Elementary School. When I grow up, I want to be a doctor or a pharmacist.
My favorite Wedgwood memory here at Wedgwood School is definitely dunking Mrs. Zimmerman in the dunk take on field day. A teacher who made a giant difference was Miss Paul. She always made everything more fun. When I grow up, I want to be the first girl to join the NFL. I want to be the quarterback.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is field day. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Calandra because she made me feel fit in. When I grow up, I want to be an interior designer.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is probably our field trip to the aquarium. A teacher who made a difference in my life is probably Mrs. Worley because she's been teaching me since probably like third grade to be more physical and be more athletic. And when I grow up, I was thinking of being a Lego designer.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is when we went to the high school to watch a dance. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Mrs. Paul because she was a really nice and fun teacher. When I grow up, I want to be a professional dancer.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is third grade field day, and a teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Mitchum because she was super nice. And when I grow up, I want to be a lawyer or an architect.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is that all of our friends I made halfway done with the school year. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Mrs. Worley because we did fun activities. When I grow up, I want to be a soccer athlete.
Hope when you take that jump, you don't feel the fall. Hope when the water rises, you built a wall. Hope when the crowd screams out, you're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you choose to stay. Hope that you fall in love and it hurts so bad. Hey, the only way you can know, you give it all you had. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. Hope when the moment comes, you'll say,
the Christmas holidays, and Miss McGuff and Miss Abazizi were good teachers, and I want to be to when I grow up.
Something I'll miss about Wedgwood the most is probably recess, because it's fun. My favorite teacher and who made a difference, Miss McGuff, because she gave me candy when I get first in math, player of the day. And what do I want to be when I grow up? YouTuber.
The thing I'm gonna miss most about school is probably the last day of school activities, and teachers that have made a big difference in my life have been Mrs. Rue, because she's really nice and she's taught me how to be a good student, and Mrs. Everett because she is also very nice and she taught me how to hand in my work on time. And when I grow up, I want to be a teacher.
I will definitely miss chorus and the teachers at Wedgwood. I have two teachers who made a positive influence. Miss McGuff, because she brought lots of humor to the room, and Miss Zemsky, because she was always super nice. When I grow up, I want to be a teacher or a lawyer.
My favorite memory of school is the Christmas party, and my favorite teacher is Miss Navarro because she made learning fun.
My favorite thing about Wedgwood School is being in elements. My favorite teacher is Miss McGuff because she is a unique and awesome teacher, and I want to be an engineer when I grow up.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is holiday activities that we did, like Valentine's Day. My favorite teacher is Mrs. Zemsky because she's patient with me and she's been my best friend since 3rd grade. When I grow up, I want to be a pediatrician.
My favorite memory about Wedgwood is when me and Miss McGuff were playing bouncy balls in the hallways. One teacher that made a difference in my life is Mrs. Authority. And when I grow up, I want to be a lawyer.
Something I'll miss about Wedgwood the most was all the friends I made along the way. A teacher who really influenced me and really changed my life was Miss Parcheski. She was always there when I needed her. Something I want to be when I grow up is a firefighter.
The most favorite memory I have in Wedgwood is when we were all at the concert at the high school. I have 3 teachers that made a positive influence on me. Miss McGuff, Miss Cronin, and Miss Mazemski. They're all very positive and crazy in their own ways, and they're all really cool. And when I grow up, I want to be a soldier.
My favorite Wedgwood memory was when we all went to a picnic. We had a picnic outside for lunch. A teacher who made a positive influence on me was Miss McGuff because she taught me a lot in math.
My favorite memory at Wedgwood is my team winning the team 5th grade challenge. A teacher that's made a difference on me was my 2nd grade teacher, Mrs. Rue, who taught me how to love to read, and my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. McGuff, who taught me how to make math make sense more, and I want to be a lawyer when I grow up.
My favorite memory about Wedgwood is hanging out with my friends at recess and at lunch, talking with them. And then my favorite 2 teachers are Miss McGuff and Miss Zemsky because Miss Zemsky would try to help me with math, and then they're both really nice. But then anytime I need help, Miss McGuff would come over and help me. And then I want to be a firefighter when I grow up.
My favorite Wedgwood memory was in 3rd grade. A teacher that made my life different was Miss McGuff. She's very friendly and kind. And when I grow up, I want to be a kindergarten teacher.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is field trips and going outside. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Sarah and Miss McGuff because they're very fun, and when I grow up, I want to be a judge.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is when I first got into elements this year. A teacher who made a difference in my life was probably Miss Calandra because she was the first teacher I got in this school. When I grow up, I want to be a lawyer or in the government.
My favorite Wedgwood Elementary memory was at recess playing with Manny and Christian. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Calandra and Miss McGuff because Miss Calandra was nice and kind, and Miss McGuff had a sports mind of mine. When I grow up, I want to be a basketball player.
Every second that this world could give, I saw so many places, the things that I did. Yeah, with every broken bone, I swear I lived. Hope that you spend your days, but they all add up. And when that sun goes down, hope you raise your cup. Oh,
with my friends.
A teacher who made a difference in my life is Mrs. Adams because she used to be my math teacher and she's really nice. When I grow up, I want to be a veterinarian.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is spending time with my school family. A teacher who made a difference in my life, Miss Warrington and Miss Kruger, because they make sure we're safe and that they love us very much. When I grow up, I want to be a special ed teacher.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is by making new friends. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Mrs. Kruger because she was very kind and inspiring and stuff. When I grow up, I want to be an actor.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is going to the high school dance. A teacher who made a difference was Miss Panicelli because she made me smarter. When I grow up, I want to be a vet.
So many places, the things that I did, there was every broken bone. I swear I lived.
Wedgwood memory is when Aubrey Mack fell out of her chair in 4th grade. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Zemsky and Mrs. Ritchie because Miss Zemsky helped me understand how special I was and Mrs. Ritchie helped me understand my differences. When I grow up, I want to be a track star.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is the Halloween party with Miss Stefano. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Attardi because she helped me to read, write, and other stuff like that. When I grow up, I want to be an NBA or an NFL player.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is playing football and hanging out with my friends and the boys. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Mrs. Attardi because she was my very first teacher and started off the entire elementary school for me. When I grow up, I want to be a professional basketball player in the NBA.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is recess. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Storm because she made me very smart. When I grow up, I want to be a baseball player.
My favorite Wedgwood memory was the Team Challenge event. And the teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Rudolph because she was very fun and nice. And when I grow up, I really want to be a singer.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is the Team Challenge event. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Calandra because she was my first teacher here. When I grow up, I want to be an NFL player.
And my favorite Wedgwood memory is going to the zoo. And a teacher who really stood out to me and made a difference in my life was Miss Attardi because she was very kind and welcoming.
My biggest Wedgwood memory is recess. A teacher that was a positive influence in my life was Miss Seymour because she was nice, positive, and loved to teach. When I grow up, I want to be an NBA player.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is when I went to see the high schoolers perform. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Stefano because she's funny and helpful and caring. When I grow up, I want to be a nurse.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is my 3rd grade Halloween contest. A teacher who made a difference in my life was Miss Zemsky because she helped me a lot in 3rd grade.
When I grow up, I want to be a construction worker.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is all the assemblies in our 50th year anniversary picture, and my favorite teacher was Miss Lamana. She was always positive and would make the best out of things, and when I grow up, I want to be a first grade teacher.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is the 50th year anniversary picture. My favorite teacher, in my opinion, the teacher who helped me the most was Miss Ritchie, because she would help anybody when you would need help with your work. And when I grow up, I want to be an Otis elevator worker.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is recess, and my favorite teacher is probably Mrs. Rue because she's fun.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is just like making all my friends, and my favorite teacher is Mrs. Ritchie because she was really fun, and I also had her in 4th and 2nd. And when I grow up, I would like to be an actor and a singer.
My favorite Wedgwood Middle School memory is all the classroom parties. A teacher that made a difference in my life was Miss Dancer because she was nice and didn't give me homework. When I grow up, I want to be a marine biologist.
Favorite Wedgwood memory is when we had field day. A teacher that made a difference in my life is Miss Ritchie because she told me never to say never. When I grow up, I want to be a football player.
My favorite Wedgwood memory is when I got picked for the first in math thing, and a teacher who made a difference in my life was Mrs. Paul because she was really funny and she was nice. And when I grow up, I want to be an artist.
May the good Lord be with you down every